Israel. Shalom, you Negroes. Shout out to my trolls. I hope everybody is doing well today. I am having a wonderful day, by the way. If you haven't been paying attention to my lives, I'm going live all day. Y'all see my shirt? Y'all see what it say? Talk to me. Talk to me. You see my hair? Talk to me. Did y'all see my sneakers? Look, talk to me. I'm winning. I am fucking fabulous, just like the cologne I wear sometimes. I forget who makes it, but I love it. It might be Tom Ford fucking fabulous. I don't know. I love it. I ain't even watching my mouth right now. Look, I don't never watch my mouth. Y'all know that. I'm having a good day. I just needed to tell y'all this real quick story. And this is why I always go off on Africans, okay? Because they always trying to teach us something about our country. Just shut the fuck up and enjoy the country that you came to. If your country was so great, take your punk ass back to Ethiopia. Telling me shit, I'm answering him and he repeating like, no, and then repeat the same shit I just said. I just said that 10 minutes ago. But I'm in the Uber and I'm talking to the guy. I couldn't catch his accent, and he really looked to me like he was from Pakistan or India. That's what he sounded like and looked like. He claimed he was from Ethiopia, so we'll go with that. And then he gonna ask me a dumb question. How many continents are there? Nigga, you think black people stupid? First of all, I know you're gonna say 7, but there's only 6. Nigga. Everybody getting that nigga today. Nigga. No, you're wrong. No, I'm not wrong. What is the definition of a continent, since you want to quiz me? See, they think they can teach you, but they don't be willing to learn and be receptive. That's when they jump on our podcast trying to give us instructions like they got some wisdom. They ignorant as fuck. They was colonized just like us and longer than us. We had to actually go over there and rescue them. We still going over there to rescue them. Didn't Trump just send the troops over there to Nigeria because the Muslims was killing the Christians? Y'all better start paying attention. Y'all always talking shit about Trump. He sent the damn troops over there to rescue the black people. That's why Nicki Minaj started supporting him. But the point is, let me give y'all something if you don't know. Okay? There's 6 continents. When I go back in, we'll have the computer tell us what the definition of a continent is, and then tell me if Europe fits that definition. There's only 6 continents. And when you read the older books, as I always instruct y'all to, right? The older books give you a different definition of what a continent is than what they do today, or an example of a continent. Europe is not a continent. It's not separated from Asia by any body of water. That's how you define a continent. But we'll get computer to confirm that. That's why I need another AI in my den area. But anyway, I just got back home, y'all. I'm having a wonderful day. I just need to tell you about these. So anyway, you're gonna ask me, you know, the only country on the planet that's never been colonized? Yeah, I know. I told them who tried to colonize you, which was the French. They lost twice. Yeah, Ethiopia never was colonized. You're right. Because y'all the motherfuckers that was selling us. Yeah, you was in cahoots. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. They was selling us to the Arabs and everybody else, and then the Europeans started the transatlantic slave trade. But never forget, there are multiple slave trades, beginning in 1492 with the sub-Saharan slave trade, then the Mediterranean, then the Pan-Pacific, then the Australian, the Indonesian. And so we was shipped everywhere. Well, aren't you from Africa? I don't know. Well, you got to pick something. No, I don't. It don't matter. Prove where I'm from. Since you got information that obviously I don't have. Well, you got to believe something. I believe I don't know, and I'm more focused on where I'm from. Do you consider yourself a African American? No, I don't, because I'm not African. You cannot prove I'm African. What tribe am I from? What country am I from? You cannot prove it. Let that shit go. Well, I asked them, who made up that word? Oh, white people. No, see, you don't know nothing. No. Jesse Jackson, a black man, made that word up in 86. I was born in 76, so what was I when I was born? Talk to me. Stop letting people define who you are. We the only group of people on the planet that let outsiders come in and tell us who we are. Stop letting them do that. That's why I shut them down. That's Fatty and all of that punk ass Fatty, all of them. I remember when Fatty started coming into our space. All of them. I can't stand them. I got a thing against Africans because, again, where I grew up and at the time I grew up, when they started coming over here in the 90s, they were quick to tell us they weren't black. Now I get out the damn Uber. You telling me, well, I'm just happy to be a black American. You ain't black. You an African American. I'm black. Now I'm a black American. You're an African American. We are different, sir. So you believe what you want to believe in. He was way older than me. You too old to be this ignorant. Since you want to take shots at me, I could throw her through. I was very nice to him. I'm just talking like this for y'all for effect. You know, I got to entertain y'all a little bit. But I mean what I'm saying. Y'all heard me say this live to people before, if you've been following me. And anybody can get it any place, anytime. Ain't nobody off limits to me. Y'all better stop letting these being polite and getting along to get along. Man, fuck them. They came over here, they didn't want to be part of us, but they wanted to take things that our ancestors here fought and died for, and now they want to come over here after the fact. You want to tell me about the French? Them punk ass French ain't beat nobody. They couldn't beat Haiti, they couldn't beat Ethiopia. Who the French ever fought and won by themselves? I'll wait. That ain't no victory. You getting a flex on that? Yeah, talk to somebody who don't know history. Because, see, that's what they're counting on. They're counting on you not knowing nothing. When you know ran across the wrong brother today to try to educate me. Europe is not a continent. And then you're going, what part of Africa you think I'm from? Well, there's only 3 continents left: Antarctica, Africa, and what did he say? Antarctica, Africa, and no, he said Europe, Antarctica, Australia, and Africa. He said 3, but he counted 4. That's what threw me off. I said, I don't know. You look like you could be from any one of them places, to be honest. Oh, so you're Native American? No, the Native Americans ain't even Native Americans. Do you really want to go? How far back you want to go, sir? Context matters. Words matters. You dealing with a scholar. Don't play with me. And if you knew who you was talking to, you saw the way I was dressed, you see what's around my neck, dude. You know who you talking to, Mr. Africa? You dealing with a soldier guy. You better represent, you, man. Shout out to Bishop Nathaniel. Bring it out! I could do that now that I'm in my own house. Fuck we talking about? As soon as I got in the car, I guess he seen me wearing the tunic and he wanted to try to check me some kind. They always want to do that. I don't care if you're on a podcast, in person, I've been going through it all my life with them. Always. They don't have no humility. They don't have no graciousness. Thank you for letting me come into your country, Mr. Black Man. Thank you for what your ancestors did so I could bring my punk ass over here. Because the Europeans been whooping their ass. He ain't mentioned that. No, you ain't been colonized, but you get your ass whooped for 1,000 years. If you want to talk to history. And it wasn't just the Europeans either. If you want to go back 2,000 years, the Cushites, the Canaanites, the motherfucking Jebusites, what we call the Egyptians, all of them was whooping them damn Ethiopians' ass. Them Ethiopians is what killed the damn prophets, by the way. That's why y'all always bring up with the oldest Bible. It ain't the oldest Bible, but that's the argument. It was found in Ethiopia. Yeah, because y'all killed the fucking prophets. How do you think that Bible got there from Jerusalem? Because the prophets took it there. Hello. Hello. Y'all at lunch. Y'all at work. I ain't gonna hold y'all. But let me go back in here. Let me get in because I gotta prove all things as usual. Let's go on in this other room and let's find out what the continent is real quick. We gonna find out. Maybe V is wrong. V ain't been wrong yet in over 1,000 videos, but maybe we gonna find out. I ain't never did it. I'm curious what it's gonna say. So, computer, what is the definition of a continent?
A continent is a huge, continuous landmass on Earth, generally bounded by oceans. Most people recognize 7 continents: Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia.
What do you mean by generally? When is that definition not true?
Generally means the common, conventional way people define continents, not a strict scientific rule. Continents are large landmasses identified by
Computer,
convention.
I want to understand why you said it. So, where is it not true if we go by a tradition, a strict definition? How many continents would they be if we went by a strict definition?
If you go by a pure geological rule, continuous landmass, thick continental crust, and oceanic boundaries, you'd end up with just 4 continents: Afro-Eurasia, America, Antarctica, and Australia. That's because Europe, Asia, and Africa form one massive landpiece, and North and South America are linked by the Panama Isthmus, so they merge into single continents under that strict view. Want to explore how this 4-continent model changes our understanding of world geography and history?
Bring it out. Let's talk about it. I've learned something new.
Sure thing. The 4-continent model was a 16th century European way to split the world into Africa, America, Asia, and Europe, each linked to a quadrant: south, west, east, north. It became a cultural shorthand that shaped maps, art, and how people thought about the world's regions. Want to see how plate tectonics and continental drift relate to these ancient geographic ideas?
No. What I'm curious about is before we started counting 7 continents, how many continents were there?
Before the 7-continent view, Europeans first knew only 3 landmasses: Africa, Asia,
Computer.
and Europe.
I'm not asking about Europeans. I'm asking, were there 5 continents, 6 continents? How many continents was the general world perspective before we added the 7th continent?
Before the 7-continent model took hold, most Europeans saw the world as 4 big lands.
Computer,
Africa,
I'm not asking you a European perspective. Give me a non-European perspective. I want to know, we didn't go from 4 to 7, did we? That's not what we did we?
Non-European cultures didn't settle on a single number either. Many Asian, African, and indigenous traditions treated the world as 3 or 4 huge land masses, often merging the Americas or combining Eurasia. Geological models also show only 4 continents before the modern 7-continent scheme emerged.
So what year did the 7-continent scheme emerge? What year was that?
The 7-continent model took hold in the mid-1950s, when US geographers began treating North and South America as separate continents and added Antarctica, completing the set.
So there were 6 continents.
Yeah.
There were 6 continents prior to Antarctica, is what you're saying.
Actually, some regions taught a six-continent view that already counted Antarctica, but they combined other lands, either
Such
merging
as,
North and South America into America or Europe and Asia into Eurasia. That six-continent scheme existed before the seven-continent model became standard.
okay, so we basically created this seven model worldview that exists today in the 1950s here in America.
Yep, the seven-continent model solidified in the US during the mid-1950s when geographers separated North and South America and added Antarctica.
Computer, there's a scripture I'm thinking of that says they changed times. What is that scripture I'm thinking of, please?
The verse you're thinking of is Daniel 7:25, which says he shall think to change the times and the law.
Read the scripture, please. Bring it out.
Oops, that didn't work. Let's try something else.
That scripture you said was Daniel what?
Oops, that didn't work. Let's try something else.
What was the scripture that I was thinking of, computer?
The verse you were thinking of is Daniel 7:25, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, boys and girls. Write that down in your notes. Daniel 7 and 25. They changed times and laws. Right? The law of the land was there wasn't seven continents. There was four, then there was six, based on what he just taught us, because I didn't know nothing about the four. But we were miseducated, the miseducation of the Negro. Okay? And some of y'all always talking that slavery talk, but you so indoctrinated into what the white man has taught you, you don't question it, even though it makes no sense. There's no water body that separates Europe from Asia and or Africa. You just saw the Africans got off the boats and shit, and where you think all them people came, them military age men came running to Spain from? Because all that shit is connected, and the little bit of water ain't stopping them. It's always been like that throughout history. But what they did is they tried to cut you off from your heritage. You don't know the world. You don't understand what happened, why things are happening. Some of these people that y'all praying for in the they will slaughter you. Uh-oh. I'm about to get cut off, y'all. Let me see if I can grab a charger. Hold on. Maybe I can save it. Wait. I think I... Yes, no. Did I catch it? No, I didn't catch it. I guess I'll get cut off. Wait a minute, even though it's plugged in. Let's see, did he catch it? I can't tell. It looks like I'm still live, but we'll see. But y'all, you got the world's information in your pocket. You gotta start using it beyond what gas prices cost, what Trump did, praying for people that don't give a damn about you, that have been enslaving you for thousands of years. Why are you worried about them way the hell over there, halfway across the world? You don't know what's going on halfway across your city, but you worried about what's going on over there. That's foolish. Did that make sense? And then they come over here telling you the same goofy shit you grew up learning in school anyway. It's the same lies because they were colonized too. I don't care what that man say. Not at first, but they suffered colonization. They ain't got no army of significance. Computer, how many boots on the ground does the Ethiopian army have?
I don't have any information on how many books the Ethiopian army holds.
How many boots? How many men?
The Ethiopian army has about 503,000 active troops as of 2026.
We got that in jail. Thank you, computer. The
You're
size
welcome.
the size of the United States Army is 2 million roughly. Not even counting the reservists.
The US Army isn't 2 million strong. It's roughly 1 million personnel total, about 475,000 active duty soldiers, plus around 336,000 National Guard and 190,000 reserve members.
Thank you. I didn't ask you, but thank you.
No problem at all.
Last time I checked, it was 1.5 million plus the reservists, but we'll agree. We'll
There
let
are
that slide.
1.5 million estimates.
Computer, shut the fuck up.
The Army now
Computer.
has about 475,000
Computer.
active duty troops.
Computer.
Plus roughly 300
Computer.
National Guard and 190 reserve
Computer,
members.
stop talking. I wanted him to talk yesterday. He wouldn't talk because he didn't have no internet. Now he can't stop talking when I ain't even talking to him. Last time I checked, and last time I did the numbers, looking at those numbers, I looked at Gemini and ChatGPT and Grok, and they was all agreeing it was around 1.5 before the reservists. But I beg to differ. That's not the point. We got 500,000 black men in prison. We could take the niggas out of jail and let them go over to Ethiopia and turn all that shit out. And I don't think we ain't no punk ass Frenchmen. So let them brothers out of jail and see if they get a whole new animal. That's what they found out in World War I and II. They sent the black men over there and took everybody out. That wasn't a bunch of corn-fed white boys from Alabama. That wasn't the Alabama boys doing that. That was a bunch of black men that went over there and did that. America was getting their butt kicked before the black men went over there. Same thing with the Civil War. What was that movie, Glory, with Denzel Washington? How we changed the tide of wars, okay? Because, see, it's different when you got to fight for something. So he's trying to get it. Also, computer, the Ethiopian army, what was the size of that army in 1492?
Precise numbers for 1,492 aren't recorded, but the Ethiopian Empire's army was organized around feudal levies that could mobilize up to 500,000 men, though actual field forces were much smaller.
What year is the first recorded record of the size of that army?
The earliest surviving figure comes from the Bible's 2 Chronicles 14:9, which notes an Ethiopian army of about 1 million men and 300 chariots, a record dating to the 8th century BC.
In modern times, the way we calculate the army, what would be the earliest records you have?
The oldest systematic army-sized data come from the late 16th to 8th, early 17th century European muster calls, which listed men ready for duty, and by the late 1600s, regiments submitted monthly strength returns showing each rank's numbers.
And applying that standard to Ethiopia, what would have been the size of their army at that time?
If we slap the late 16th to early 17th century European muster call method onto Ethiopia, we'd probably see a force of a few 100,000 men at most. Ethiopia's army was organized around feudal levies rather than standing regiments, so exact numbers aren't recorded. European muster calls of that era listed tens of thousands for relatively small states, often proportional to about 1 to 2% of the population. Applying that rough ratio to
Computer.
Ethiopia's
Thank you. Stop talking.
Got it.
It's hot in here. A few 100,000 at best is what he just said. All of that, just to say a few 100,000. No matter how many times I ask him to just be concise, get straight to it, gotta ramble. No wonder they program. I remember when the artificial intelligence, like the Tom Toms and things, started coming out in the early 2000s. All of those things had men voices. And then women started complaining because they didn't like taking instructions from men or a male voice. So they started changing them, all of them. Alexa, Google, whatever, their default voice is a woman's voice because y'all have been feminized and you're effeminate now and you're comfortable taking instructions and letting a woman teach you. Look again. Are you watching me or are you watching a woman in a red dress? Look again. He turned around and there was a gun pointing right in his face. Freeze it. Remember this? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Y'all with me? Y'all all right? I'm bringing this metaphor in for a reason. You got a gun pointed right at your head. Because you too busy looking at them. You distracted. Coochie. I told y'all Coochie always in the equation. Coochie got these motherfuckers distracted. And most of them ain't even getting none no more. Now, I'm going to get that girl down there at Midnight Diner, though. I'm going to get that Coochie. She called me. Once she called me, it's over. It's over. LeBron! It's like the damn coach calling LeBron in the game. LeBron, come here. Oh, damn, I can't even rest. As soon as LeBron get in the game, he goes straight to the hole. That's what your boy doing. That's how I roll. I'm going straight to the hole like this with the ball. They can't finger roll. That was my move. They trying to slap at me. They fouling me. I'm going right finger roll. Your boy I was a playground legend, man. Anyway, I'm nice. Everybody know I'm nice. Because I'm nice, okay? Y'all was there live. It was happening live. Y'all seen her reacting to me. Did y'all see her come sit down next to me 3 times? Did y'all see her slip me the piece of paper? I was going to write it on the napkin. She went and got me some paper. Oh. I get that. Shout out to Young and May. Shout out to my girl Young and May. Red Life. Shout out to Young and May. Ooh. You call her Stephanie. I call her Head for me. Ooh. That's where I get that from. I don't know what's going on. I just know I'm live. It's your boy VEE Ben Israel, the People's Champ. Back with another YouTube live stream. What's today? 5th? August 5th, 2026. Shout out to my Aunt Wendy, my Aunt Penny, who's about to turn 66 on Friday. A special person in my life. I love my Aunt Penny. I got to call her on Friday. One exception to me not celebrating a birthday, I will call her. And all my life, I usually try to call her on her birthday. My aunt is special needs. So it means something to get a phone call from V, from Lil V. Even though I'm Big V now. Capital V. Ooh. Red light, red light. Let that girl call me. Let her text me. Let her send a carrier pigeon to me. She told me she got 9 kids. Okay, that's you ain't crossed my limit. My limit is 10. Once you start getting crossed 10, then we got to watch out. And I think she said she was pregnant. Pregnant coochie is the best coochie, baby. But anyway. Somebody, you don't want me? I'm about to have number 9. You got 9 kids. Where they at? That's what I asked her. Where they at? They all with you? Hmm. Ooh. I think she said she was like 31, 30, 32. That's my age. That's that magic number. Is something. And that hair. Ooh. Ooh. Going back to the African, though. They love trying to come over here and they just wait for every opportunity to try to educate us because they think we stupid. That's a sign. Nobody. It's all these foreigners. It's only the foreigners. I never saw a person from another state come over here to this state and try to educate me about where we at and where and somewhere across the world. I don't give a fuck. How about that? It don't matter. That colonization shit didn't. It happened. They sold us off. If they selling us, why would the white people lock them up? They need them to keep the business coming. They went. It wasn't white people. There's no record of white people going into the interior of Africa except for like Shaka Zulu time. But colonization started way before that. Watch that Shaka Zulu movie. Shaka, doom doom, doom doom. And Shaka put the damn the hot coal out with his foot because he was trying to have he was wearing sandals before Shaka. Shaka's are you trying to tell me your feet is stronger than the sandals? Shaka said, yes, Sergeant. Yes, Sergeant. Show me. He threw it down. He threw the hot stick out of the fire down on the ground. And Shaka Zulu put that shit out with his fucking foot. He was looking at that nigga the whole time like, that dude was like, well, he had nothing to say. He thought Shaka was gonna bitch up. But anyway, my point is, they always want to try to come educate us. You ain't never met no white person from Alabama, South Carolina, where I'm from, New Jersey, New York, anywhere coming down to North Carolina trying to give you the history of North Carolina. I say, you want to talk about Ethiopia and you just drove right through an intersection that is historical. Do you know why it's historical? Since you claim to know more about Charlotte than me? What do you mean? What are you speaking of? You just crossed a historic trade route. That's why it's called Trade Street, where your black ass picked me up at. You don't know why it's called Trade Street? Look at the history of Charlotte. Uptown, what we call Uptown Charlotte now, was historically black. That's why all of the neighborhoods right on the outskirts of Charlotte are still, for the most part, historically black today. They're starting to gentrify them. I live in such a neighborhood. I told y'all I'm like 2 blocks from Beatty's Ford. Beatty's Ford, if you go past the historically black college of Johnson C. Smith, is what? West Trade Street. Keep going. You'll be right downtown at the barbershop where I was at. It's named Trade Street because that's where us went to trade way back when. Don't get me going. Mr. Ethiopian man. They don't even introduce themselves and they start immediately trying to check you. I ain't ask him no question. I just say, hey, how you doing today? Oh, I'm okay. You having a good day? I said, I'm having a wonderful day. And he went right on into it. No, my name is whoever, nothing. What's your name? They're so rude. They're so rude and they're eager to try to straighten you out. Who that sound like? They more like white people than we are because they was colonized by them longer. Even when you see the brothers, they go over to Africa and be trying to talk to the people and teach them what the Bible actually says, not what Christianity says, not what Pastor Porkchop, or rather Pastor Ubuntu over there is telling them. Umfufu and them. Eddie, I want half, Eddie. I want half. I want half, V. Mr. Fuck You Man. Mr. Cookie Monster. Yeah, I want half them. You don't know what I'm talking about? Go watch Eddie Murphy. Raw and all his earlier comedy shows. Eddie tried to warn y'all in the 80s. Rich Pryor tried to warn y'all in the 70s, along with Dick Gregory and the rest of them comedians, but y'all ain't listening to them either. I ain't no comedian now. I'm the people's champ. Bringing you the raw, the strong, the never stepped on, the no impurities added, crystal blue, truth, Mr. Heisenberg himself. Say my name. Yeah, you're VEE Ben Israel. You're goddamn right. Computer, who am I?
Hey there, V. It's great to chat with you.
What's my complete name?
Your full name is VEE Ben Israel.
You're damn right. Thank you.
You bet. Always happy to help.
Even the AI know who I am. But you got
All
these
right,
big.
V.
Thank you.
You got it, V.
Go. You're interrupting my
Yep,
show.
that's you.
Stop talking, go.
All right.
And he talks again.
Absolutely.
Stop talking, computer.
Yep, that's me. What can I do for you?
Stop talking.
Got it.
Jesus.
Cheese? What about it? Looking for recipes or facts?
Computer, stop talking right now.
All right.
Ever since the internet came back on, I guess it's the stronger connection. This dude being real talkative, man. Anyway, I prove all things. The Europeans, or rather their descendants, the Americans, they all come from Rome, Greek, the Macedonians, the Idumeans, the uh, the Edomites. The Edomites come from Edom. Edom was Esau. Am I connecting the dots? Am I connecting the dots? I'm just giving you the lineage. But see, y'all were taught Caucasus Mountains. No, the Caucasus Mountains was where the fuck we put them when we kicked them out. They was next to us, next to Judah in Moab, the kingdom of Moab. Excuse me, the kingdom of Edom and then the kingdom of Moab. Look at your Bible Atlas. You can see the map. They exist. You can Google Bible Atlas, Kingdom of Judah. To the right of Judah was Edom, kingdom of Edom. And to the next to that is Moab. Edom is your white people. Moab is your Asian people. That's why Stop falling for the okie doke. The Chinese and America ain't fighting. That's good cop, bad cop, nigga. Are you that dumb? We would have been went to war. Go in Walmart and tell me if they fighting. No, ain't no fighting. Everything in damn Walmart almost has come from China. Do that sound like that's your enemy? Y'all so stupid. Oh my God. I'm sick of these Africans. Stop dealing with them. You ain't African black person. Foundational black American. You are not Africa. Prove it. Because none of y'all can trace your records back to Africa. And don't tell me about the ancestry DNA. I took it too. All they can do is compare your DNA to who's over there now. We don't have no DNA samples from back in 1609 or 1492 or in no year. All we know is who is there now. We don't know where them people were back then, before then. They want to mislead you. They are confederate against you. All of them nations. I don't care what their skin color is. You got one group of people that's your people, and that's Israel. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Judah's here in America mostly. Benjamin is over there in Jamaica, man. And you got the Haitians over there, and that's Levi. And you got the other, what we call Hispanics and Native Americans. They migrated on up when they was coming looking for Asaroth. They migrated up through there, dropping niggas off in the islands. Those, as Paul Mooney would say, the niggas that could swim got dropped off first. Well, that happened too when we migrated ourselves. They migrated first. And they got put in slavery first too. Why you think Christopher Columbus had chains on his ships to enslave people? He took them back to Europe. Came looking for them. Why you think he knew where to come? He wasn't looking for no spices in India. He wouldn't even have came this way. He came looking for the doggone Ephraim and them. Ephraim is your Puerto Ricans. You don't know your history. That's why they like to keep you on the resort when you go to these places. So they can force you to see what they want you to see. They don't want you venturing too far off the beaten path and you're going to run into one of your cousins that look just like you or somebody in your family and you're going to be confused. Even down there in Australia, I told you it was an Australian slave trade. Look at the map when they're showing you the slave trade. Them lines is going all over the world. It wasn't just 2 slave trades. It was dozens of them. And at different times, 1492 to 1609 when the transatlantic slave trade started is a long time. That means you had 100 years worth of blacks living in other places before the transatlantic slave trade started. Tell me again how your people are from Africa. What you think them Aborigines came from? Who went down there and conquered Australia and New Guinea and New Zealand? The motherfucking Jewish people went down there and slaughtered them and took over Australia from the black people that were there. You don't know your fucking history because you don't read. Read, Judah. Then I started off that earlier this morning saying that. Y'all claim to be scholars. You can't be a scholar without no books. Document. You don't even got a notebook no more. A composition book, nothing. Hell, a sticky pad. You ain't got shit in your house. You got to dig up paper when it's time. Hello. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all, I'm having a good day though. By the way, I'm having a wonderful day. like King Solomon said in one of them books that y'all claim is missing. In the Wisdom of Solomon, it says, I am black, but I am comely. Y'all don't believe me. Oh, shit. I already hear the doubt and disbelief now. Huh? What you mean? The Wisdom of Solomon. That ain't in my Bible. Nigga. Nigga. Computer. Read me the scripture in the Wisdom of Solomon that reads, I'm black and I am comely. Computer, now you don't want to talk. Computer, read me the scripture that says in the Wisdom of Solomon that says, I'm black and I'm comely.
The Wisdom of Solomon doesn't contain that specific phrase. The closest reference is in Song of Solomon 1:5, where it says, I am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon.
What does the word comely mean in that context?
In that verse, comely means beautiful or attractive, indicating she's black, yet still lovely.
Thank you. It doesn't mean she, but it means I'm black and beautiful. Thank you.
Exactly right. You're absolutely beautiful.
You goddamn right.
I know that's right.
I know y'all like, you mean all the time, V. You know, don't you ever smile? I got bad teeth, so, but I gotta smile. I gotta smile. So I told you young men, I neglected myself. Rescuing other people, running into the ocean metaphorically to pull people out all my life. And this is what happens. Your body's gonna give out eventually. That's another topic. It ain't about me today. But I got, she tightened me up today, tightened up nicely. I cleaned up nicely though, don't I? Ooh, ooh. It's hot. I need to turn the air on, so give me a second. I'll be right back. Be right back. Right after this message, if you will. I gotta deposit this check. That's something I can definitely need to do. So let's slide that on out the way. Let's get this check going. I love it when I find checks. I love it. Right back. We'll turn the air on. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Will you be mine? Will you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? All right, boys and girls. We're talking about these Hamites. Yeah, I said it. Talk about these Hamites today. Not right now, anyway. We talking about a lot of shit today, but they're not gonna spoil my blessings. But we gonna talk about it. We gonna bring it out now. We got to talk about it. And find my pen. She said, "Ooh, baby, you got your own pen." I said, "I don't leave home without it." Well, I like a man that carries pen with a pen. Ooh, let me see your feet. Ooh. I was like, I bet you got some pretty toes. She said, yeah, I do. I'm told I do. I said, girl, don't let me see that. What you gonna do? I'll show you. Don't play with me, baby. Do not play with me. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Will you be mine? Won't you be mine? Won't you be my neighbors? I hate when they make these spaces for you to write. Who the hell normally writes this small? Like, it's crazy. That big old line, I'm gonna write right over that. Little ass line. So, I made that mistake with GoPuff and they still holding on to my $50. You believe that shit? I ain't worried about it. It'll come back to me. Like I've been telling you, baby. I've been telling y'all. Y'all see that B on my chest? Anyway. And get you some good pens, y'all. This is a Pentel metal ruler. I've been buying these all my life. This is my favorite pen. Get you a favorite pen, man. Look like a grown person for a change. Look like you come from someplace. You work someplace. Yeah, give me this $50 check. So anyway, they like to come over here and tell us shit. But y'all get pissed off at the white man anytime he open his damn mouth. The orange man open his mouth. He doing good for you. And even Alfred Tatum pointed that out to Gary, right, on Stephen A's show. Opportunity Zone will solidify the money for historically black colleges. All of these black people that he's put to work in his administration. All of these black Republicans that's in Congress that are Republicans, by the way. Right? All of the black people he let out of jail that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris put in jail, I might add. But Trump bad. Orange man bad, right? Okay. Keep playing that game. What that got to do with what you supposed to be doing on a daily basis. You can't even put your family together. Hello? I ain't fuck a community. Fuck a neighborhood. You can't get together in cooperation with a black woman with your punk ass. Because you don't know how to communicate. But you want to skip over her and jump in to geopolitical events that you don't understand. But you can't tell a woman a simple thing like, here is where I see us going. Here go the picture. Woman driving 4 hours to see you. 3 hours the other way. I remember the girl in Texas that drove to Missouri. Same situation. I'm hearing this shit over and over and over. Girls coming down here constantly, coming down here from New York to North Carolina, and y'all bum asses is ditching them in the hotel after they get here, and they end up homeless. The girl from West Virginia that I used to talk about, what's her name? Susan. Come down here from West Virginia for a man and he made her homeless. Cause he wanted some coochie. She like, hell, I would have just came out here and gave him some coochie. I thought he really wanted to be with me. How many times have I heard that story, especially on dating sites? So much that some women turned it into a scam. They turned it into a scam. The hustle dudes out of money later. I remember the beginning of dating sites. That was the thing. And then it turned into a scam. And I said, get that money, girl. That dumbass, he gonna cash app you some money even though he ain't never seen you, then get it. A fool and his money will soon part. Y'all ain't never heard that? You boo-boo the fool if you doing it. But these women don't tell me these women, oh, they all bad and they modern women. Don't tell me that. I just met 5 sisters today, not looking. Keep listening to these Africans, Fatty and them. And these fake ass niggas on these that jumped on here on this podcast because they heard me. And then they play like they don't know who I am. But then mysteriously I got a phone call. Well, Amanaz got a phone call. They asked for my number. So they knew how to reach me. But they claimed they didn't know who I was. Then I get on the phone with the brother. You know, he was real gracious, and I wasn't gonna go on there. I just don't deal with people. I say, you know what? Since you're so gracious, I will come on there and get. They were setting me up. I already knew it. Your biggest enemies are in your household. Your household ain't always your blood. Your household could be the broader population around you. Hello? You're from the house of Israel. You're from the house of Judah. You're from the house of Shem. So context matters, word matter. So the way I'm speaking right now, yeah, these niggas be in your household, meaning they black, like you. They come from a similar lineage as you. And they'll stab you right the fuck in your back. I sat right there on Amanaz's porch that day, talking to the dude, talking to the brother. I tell you what, I come on there. Because he was like, don't you want to defend yourself? For what? What you gonna do to me? You want my address? I'll give you my address. I'll show you where to pull up. Or I show whoever got beef with me, if they really got beef, they don't know what beef is. Them niggas got tofu. They don't know what beef is. Vegetarian ass bitch niggas. Get me started. Do not get me started. Over here. I went on the podcast. What did they do? Black man got together with the white woman with a bunch of other black men, and they was gonna expose me. Expose me for what? Hell, I done told y'all everything about me. What the hell you gonna expose me on? Did I get exposed? No. Chop their asses up like Yensu. And then they kicked me off. Once you went through all of that trouble to beg me to come on your podcast, for you when I started chopping their asses up one by one, lining them up and knocking them down, oh, then I got booted off. I warned them about the white girl. What did I tell y'all about them single white liberal women? They always starting shit. Didn't I tell y'all that, right? And she was starting shit until Raw B and Cellulite and Lola got in her ass. And that was the first time that I had met all three of them. This is history. It's documented. And then I ended up in a back chat with them three and explaining the history behind this chick. And they was like, oh. I tell y'all I'm an OG in this game. That was what? Damn. 4 years ago? Something like that. I seen it all, did it all, and got the t-shirt. And I ain't cleaving on to nobody coattails either. My homeboy ain't a king of the manosphere. Salute to AM. Salute to my man Valdez. Salute to the angry man. Make sure y'all subscribe. I ain't hanging on to nobody coattails to try to carve myself a little something because I ain't got nothing going on my own. And I'm a jealous motherfucker. Hyperbole. Fuck out of here. He sound like Michael Dyson. Michael Eric Dyson. Okay, congratulations. You got a thesaurus. Okay, I'm proud of you. I got a degree in English. How about that? I got an MBA in business. How about that? I got 30 years worth of experience. How about that? But I still talk like I'm a fucking human. Like I could talk to y'all heard me speaking all day to regular ass people. Did anybody have a problem understanding me? Did anybody have any animosity towards me? I speak the same way. She was just blushing and smiling. Little coochie was dripping. Ooh, ooh. I could smell it through her pants. And in a good way, by the way. I smell the pheromones. Just like I did with Tasty Cake. And she ain't got no odor. But Cupcake is down in her pants. Okay? I have to control myself when I'm around women. That's how strong my sense of smell is. And since I lost my eyesight, it seems like that shit is magnified. I got superpowers now. Oh, my antennas go up. Like, what was that movie back in the day we used to watch as kids? The Martian and shit. My little antennas would come up. Yeah. Ooh. So I seen her walking towards my table when I sat down. Because the dude with the beard, the white dude with the beard sat me down and I seen him. Y'all know I'm blind, but I could see her silhouette and I could smell her a mile away. Ooh. I said, uh-oh, I seen her taking somebody else's order. She better not come over here. Oh, look, she coming over here. Oh, girl, you better get out of here. When like, what I say to me last night, they don't be recognizing they be in the cage. You ain't on the other side of them bars no more, baby. Eat or be eaten. And I want to eat. Y'all know I like to eat. But I'm up too high, right? Yeah. I'm supposed to be doing this check, but I'm running my fucking mouth. Miraculously, this phone is still going. This is the first time it ain't cut me off. I was almost cut off too. I guess I just caught it. So anyway, I can't stand these Africans. Stop letting people tell you who you are. We the only group of men that allow other people to come tell us who we are. Also, we the only group of men that allow people to negotiate with our women and not us. Nowhere else on the planet, even in third world countries, they don't allow that. But our bitch asses do. Tell me again, how you trying to free Palestine? Okay. I think Palestine is free. Them people know where they come from. Nigga talk. He started talking about the police. There's so many police. I guess he thought because I'm black, I'm a Democrat. Wrong. What you mean? Ain't no crime. It's beautiful downtown. Did y'all see any crime? Did y'all see any homeless people sleeping outside the Spectrum Center like it used to be when Joe Biden was in office? I did documentaries on that too. When Barack was in office, tell me I'm lying. Amanaj might pop in here. She from Charlotte originally. Ask her about how crime used to be. Ain't no crime downtown. It's beautiful. Y'all seen the pictures. Y'all seen me sitting out there. It was beautiful. Right there behind me when I was talking to y'all after I came out of the barbershop, right behind me was the Spectrum Center. Bums was all sleeping all over the street because Charlotte get hot. That's the only shade on that. That's why I was over there, sitting in the shade. So with the bums, ain't wasn't none. We got downtown we crossed college, we right by the library where you vote where the water fountain is. So that would have been Trade Street and 7th, I think. Don't hold me to that. I wasn't really paying attention, but just going by memory where the library is. It was like police it's downtown. It's the second largest financial capital in the world. Well, in America, outside of New York. That's Charlotte. You think these people ain't gonna protect the money? You got another thing coming. You don't know America like you think you do, sir. It's protect, then serve. And who they gonna protect? Businesses, business owners, the money, landowners. They gonna check that money first. Not taxi drivers talking shit from Ethiopia. But they're the reason why you can make money. Because if they weren't here, you wouldn't have picked me up from downtown. Because the niggas right there in the transit would have ran your ass up out of there and snatched you out your car. Like which happens in other black cities. Charlotte ain't really a black city. It's got a large black population though. No, I pay taxes so those police can stand out there. And that's why crime is going down. I asked him, do you not remember the Ukrainian girl that just got killed in broad daylight? Oh, that was a long time ago, sir. That was last year. The hell are you talking about? But you want to tell me about 1,000, 2,000 year history. Shut the boy. Don't get me going. Do not get me going. Do I got anything? Harmonizers in the chat. I can't. She says, hey, y'all. Don't get me going. I don't let. I remember they used to come over to New York and New Jersey trying to sell us shit, trying to sell us watches and shit in Times Square back in the day when Times Square was fucked up. Before Dinkins and Giuliani and them came and cleaned it up. Yeah, they used to try to sell us watches and shit in the early 90s, late 80s when they first started migrating over here. No, nigga, I know what time it is. Fuck out of here. You think we couldn't tell time before you got here? You think we don't know what Canal Street is where you went down to Chinatown and got them watches for $3 a pop and you selling them for $25? Yes, we know the hustle. Fuck out of here. Tell that shit to some tourists, rather. Fuck, I can't stand them. They're doing the same thing here in the manosphere. They jumping in our space, just like in the 90s, they came into our space in mass, trying to educate us. You know, I don't want to argue with you, no. You heard what the Europeans did that shit in 1950. That's less than 100 years ago. So how many continents were there before that? I asked. I didn't know this. It was 4. They've been making up shit. I read the scripture to change time and laws. The law or the standard was before they changed it to fit their worldview. There were 4 continents. Europe was not one of them. But now they got y'all running around. Y'all don't know how many damn planets they are. It was 9 all my life until recently. I think they done added a 10th and an 11th one. Who keeping up? Prove it. Prove it. That's all I can say is prove it. Because you got to prove all things. Prove to me there's 2 more planets. Where they at? But y'all quick to scream AI at VEE Ben Israel. But you ain't screaming AI to them motherfuckers. And they playing in your face the whole time. That's why y'all hate Trump. Oh, something went wrong. What went wrong? What's going on? They doing an update? Come on. I want to get this money. I'm trying to put it in my bank. Okay, something went wrong. I'll try again in a little bit.
V, here's your reminder. Evening meal.
Damn, is it that late?
V, here's your reminder. Evening meal.
What time is it, y'all? Oh shit, I did not know it was that late. It's 6:30. I need to get up off of here. It's been real. I may be back. I probably will. So y'all stay tuned. Thank you for stopping by and following me all day, those of you who have. I am VEE Ben Israel, the People's Champ. And you can call me V. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Hit the cash app on your way out the door. It's your boy.